Hi, this is Mrs. Poma here. Thank you for listening to my screencast. I'm going to use this to show you a few features on my Weebly website and then show you how to use and access your online Math 6 textbook. So the first thing you see here is we are at my website, mrspoma.weebly.com, and you see across here there's a few tabs: Home, Calendar, Math 6, Science 7, and Basketball. So first let's click on the calendar here. And this is really important because I update this. It's got all the school dates already programmed in. And then anytime that we have something major going on, for example here we have a Chapter 3 math test. That updates in real time, so anytime that I update it, you see it right away. If we scroll back up to the top and we click on Math 6, the first thing you see is here's where we are going to access the online textbook. But before we do that, I just want to scroll down and show you your whole syllabus is online. So you have an idea of what we're covering when we're covering it. I've also included links to the Michigan grade level content expectations and the Common Core state standards. That's a guideline of what I'm going to teach and when it needs to be learned. So right now we're going to access the online textbook. So the first thing that you'll need to do is click on the link here, and it's going to open up in a new tab. Now the next thing that we see is we have to log in. Every one of my students has their own unique username and password that was given to them in the beginning of the year. It should be in the front cover of their planner. If not, that's always something you can email me and I can give you access to that as well. So I'm just going to use a sample one here that I came up with. Log in. The next thing you do is go to the online textbook. Now there are a lot of features in here. I'm just going to highlight the ones that I think are the most relevant, and then I encourage you to do some exploring on your own. So the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to select a chapter, and let's say I want to go to decimals and fractions, Chapter 4, Lesson 4. And what this does is it actually brings up the exact same page that would be in your book. So the beauty here is if you have access to the internet, you never have to bring home your math book. Because if you have a book assignment, here's page 175, here's the next page, and so on and so forth. Matches exactly what your book has. You can also enlarge the book pages. There's videos, interactivities, an interactive practice quiz, and a glossary. Now everything you see here is included with every single lesson. It just depends on how many examples there are. There are 3 examples in Section 4, so that means there are 3 videos in Section 4. This is one of the best features that this book has. If we click on Example 3, a video pops up of one of the authors of the book here.
Suppose that you want to take a list of numbers and order them. Well, here are 3, 0.4, 1/3, and 0.39.
So you notice that he goes through and he gives examples and he really breaks it up very well. He goes step by step through. He shows you what you should have as notes. Your objectives are listed here, and then any vocabulary words, when he gets to them, will be listed down here. So that is your online video that you all have access to. If you click on the Student Resource tab up here, you can get basically the same thing, just looking at the chapter as a whole, not necessarily the book. So let's click on Lesson 4 again. Homework Help Online, that's where those videos come in. Now along with this, there's the exact same videos that we saw before, but there's also practice. So what you can do is click on that, and then what it does is it brings practice problems up here for you. So ordering the fractions and decimals from least to greatest. Click on this one, click done, and it'll tell me that I'm wrong, and I give a little bit of feedback to help. So let's try again here. Click on this one, and we are correct. So it's immediate feedback for both you and the student. A great way to make sure that they understand the lesson. So every example has one of those. Another really important feature that's also there is this interactive practice quiz. So this is pretty similar. It just goes through and it gives you a certain number of questions. You go through, you answer them, and when you're done, it scores your quiz for you to tell you how many you got right, and then you can go back and look at them. One thing I've noticed is that a lot of students may forget their worksheet, let's say if they do have a worksheet at home. Most of the worksheets I use are practice B. We have A, B, and C. And what you'll see is this is actually the same worksheet that I send home. So if they forget it, they can always print it off here. There are a lot of other resources too, and I really encourage you to look at them, see how they go. Here's some more on the Common Core and how it fits in. There's extra practice, there's labs. Really, I haven't found anything that's not useful in this online math book. The last tab that we have up here, so we have our book pages, we have our student resources, and we have videos and activities. Now this is where it gives all the examples for everything, as well as interactivities. So again, if I click on lesson 4.4, what comes up is a little activity that just breaks everything down and kind of gives you a hands-on way of looking at things. Almost done loading here, and what you do is you learn, you explore, and then you practice. So it really sets it up here. And it breaks it up and shows you 23 over 100 is 0.23, and it's 23 out of 100 that are shaded.
This square represents one whole. The square is divided into 10 equal parts. Each part represents 1/10.
So that's just that interactivity that you can go through, and then you can practice and show which one is 3 out of 5. 3/5 is the same as 6/10. So that's your online math textbook. It is extremely useful. They've got algebra tiles down here, fraction and decimal grids. One of the best features besides the online math books are these interactive fraction bars. There are so many unique features that our online math book has that it's almost a shame not to use them. So that's just a quick video. I hope you learned something. If you do have any other questions, please let me know, and happy exploring.